thank you for joining me. I'm Caroline Schaefer, Army Wife Talk Radio's producer and marketing assistant. I am bringing you our MilSpouse empowerment moment today. Hi, honey.
Hey.
So we're live right now. You want to come say hi?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Come say hi to everyone.
Hi, everybody.
He's the reason I'm a military spouse. So you may notice my Disney ears. Well, this time last year, I got to celebrate my birthday in Disney. Who doesn't want to celebrate their birthday in Disney? If you've never done it, you really need to. It's phenomenal and so memorable that I am wearing my ears just because. You see, on this day, 49 years ago, I took my very first breath outside of my mother's womb. It sounds like a memorable moment, and I am sure it was for her. My mother would finally get to hold the child that she'd been waiting for. I was her firstborn, and she was 23 years old and excited and scared to be a first-time mom, and had no idea that the child she was holding was born with a serious birth defect. So the birth defect was off my main aorta and would require 3 major surgeries by the time I was 6. In fact, the last surgery was so serious that I had a 10% chance of surviving. Now, as a mom, I can't even imagine facing that. And yet, here I am. I'm in awe that I'm alive despite those challenges and the challenges that I have faced because of that medical issue and congenital birth defect. And I'm in awe of my children and that I was able to be a mom. I'm in awe of my grandson, Calvin, who's 5, and my husband, who you just saw, and all of my family. And at 49 years old, I can tell you that I feel more empowered than ever. I'm empowered to be resilient, regardless of my circumstances or how I feel. So, would you like to know where my resilience comes from? Okay, I'll tell you. So my resilience comes from learning and knowing and acknowledging that I'm going to walk through hard times, that you are going to walk through hard times. Because you are. I mean, every single one of us walks through hard times. You see, resilience acknowledges that you may even face some unbelievable challenges and grief. At some point, especially just in life, and then add military spouse onto that, the grief and loss can be so deep that your soul aches. Resilience walks you through all of that. It doesn't stop and avoid it and hide from it. It says, okay, we're going to cry and we're going to feel this, but we're going to walk through it and come out on the other side. Resilience shows you how truly courageous you are. Because sometimes you don't even know how courageous you are. Because resilience is sharpened and polished with gratitude. So at the very core of my resilience is gratitude. Gratitude is the thing that keeps me from becoming hopeless when life is hard. Gratitude is the one thing that will show you that you need to just take another breath, and then you can take another step. You and I got to wake up today. We got to be here today, May 7th, 2020. Not everybody did. So I wasn't promised any of these birthdays. And honestly, sometimes it's hard to believe that I made it to this one, but I did. Recently, 2 of my 3 sisters there's 4 of us, were diagnosed with some serious medical problems. One had breast cancer, faced it, beat it, and had cardiac issues, which she's still dealing with. And another one, she's recovering. I mean, she's fighting. She's a fighter. And the other one was told before we went into kind of lockdown mode that she had benign and malignant tumors on her ovaries. They were removed on Tuesday and apparently shaped like a snowman. Cue the Olaf jokes, because you gotta sometimes make funny jokes. Because the good news is, we wouldn't be making jokes, but the good news is they were all benign. So she has no cancer whatsoever. So I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful for everything. And I know it's such a simple word, but it's such a powerful one, especially when we act on it. Now, while we don't get to see each other as much as I think any of us would like, there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about them and I'm not grateful for them. I mean, we have some stories that would make a great Netflix series. So Tyler Perry, if you're watching or listening right now, call me. But once again, gratitude provides strength and comfort for me. I'm supposed to be bringing empowerment to you, which I hope that I have in some way, and at least been entertaining. But I want you to know, as a military spouse of 18 years, you, other military spouses, have brought empowerment to me. The one thing that I know I can count on is the military spouse community and how absolutely wonderful it is. You see, you guys may already know this, but if you're a new spouse, you might not. Our community is diverse, colorful, kooky. I think I fall in that category. Creative, resourceful, sometimes challenging, but very, very resilient. We adapt. We push through, even if we're crying or frustrated. We lend a hand to other military spouses and organizations within our community. We make meals for one another. We attend funerals with one another. We babysit. And sometimes, honestly, we just sit and are with each other. There might be ice cream or something involved, but sometimes we're just together, just there for each other. The one thing I really love is we help each other to see the best within ourselves, which, according to Webster's dictionary, I actually still have one of those. It's like this big. I have an old school dictionary. The definition of empowerment is to promote self-actualization. That's what we're about. So I guess I don't need to state the obvious, which is I'm going to state it anyways. These are extra challenging times. But if you're feeling stuck in any way, the one thing you can do to help, you may have a list already of things that you're doing, walking or meditating or yoga or praying or calling a friend. But the one thing that science has shown works is a gratitude list. So find a piece of paper. I have a journal, and I was so excited I forgot to grab it. It actually has Alice in Wonderland on the front. Do you see a theme here? Yeah. But keep a list and write down 3 things that you're grateful for. And if you're really struggling, it could be, I had a really nice lunch today. And I know that seems simple, but when you go back and look at your list, you'll be glad you wrote it. Because a year from now, 3 years from now, or 10 years from now, you can look back and see the things you went through, and it'll help you remember the things that you overcame. That's what I do with my list when I'm struggling and hurting or just stuck. So, as we slowly come out of our stay-at-home orders due to the coronavirus, many of us have had to adjust so many of areas of our lives. But guess what? We've almost made it. And for that, I am grateful. The irony is here, it kind of reminds me of when I was giving birth. I remember it was painful, but I don't remember the pain. I mean, I can tell you, I will spare you the details, but I can tell you the back labor and the delivery and, oh my goodness, of both my children. I know it hurt, but I can't remember the pain. But what I do remember is the first time I held my daughter, Corinne, who is now 27. She'll be 28 in July. And the first time I held my son, David, who just turned 22 a couple of weeks ago. And I will always be grateful. Thank you to each one of you for being here today and for watching this later. And I hope that you're having a great day. And if you're not, reach out to a friend. Reach out to us. We have tons of resources. Start a gratitude journal. There's got to be something today that you're grateful for. Keep it in your phone if you have to. I know a lot of people use their phone. I still have to write things down, and I also use my phone. But you'll be surprised. Maybe you're just grateful you're here. I am. So thank you for joining me. Again, I'm Caroline Schaefer for our MilSpouse Empowerment Moment today. We here at Army Wife Network hope to catch you, or you can catch us, every Thursday at noon, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. So I saw somebody's in Puerto Rico. I don't know what time it is there, but thank you for joining us today. That's amazing to me. I love technology. And thank you all for wherever you're joining us from. Maybe one day I can do this from Disney World. That's an idea. You can also watch this episode on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed, go to YouTube, Army Wife Network, find us, subscribe. Or you can listen to the audio version, which will be turned into a podcast. So next Monday, May 11th, we will launch our next episode of Army Wife Talk Radio, when guest Minnie Curry is interviewed by our owner and commander, Sharita Knobloch, to discuss military caregivers and the Fisher House. Engage, educate, encourage, empower. Thank you again for joining me. By the way, I'd love to see pictures of if you have Mickey ears, put them on our Facebook or send them to us. Love to see them. This is your Army Wife Network Command Team signing out. Bye.